It was a great win for us because of the way it happened. You got to give Gary Patterson and TCU so much credit. I thought they were a really good football team. I think leaving here, they're better than I thought they were. The difference of the game was some turnovers in the kicking game that flipped the field and flipped the momentum. But that first half, they played great defense. They controlled the ball. I looked up 1 minute, and they'd had the ball 14 minutes, and we'd had it less than 7 early part of the second quarter. Really proud of our guys. The disappointing thing about last week's game was what we did well in this week's game. We didn't finish last week. We didn't seem to. We played hard, but we didn't play with the same emotion. And tonight they played with great emotion throughout the game. They played with intensity, and the hardest thing for a football team to do, in my estimation, and a coaching staff, is to overcome adversity. We had key penalties. We had key turnovers. When you have a turnover right before the half, and really the 2 turnovers right before the half that flipped the momentum of the game completely because we weren't in great shape anyway. But I did think the way our defense fought and scraped to keep them out of the end zone to make them kick the field goal with 17 seconds left, I guess, ended up being a real positive, motivational thing for us at halftime because we could sit down and talk about not giving up and continuing to fight. And this is still a team that's a work in progress, and it's still a team that has got a lot of new guys in it, even some older guys that haven't played very much. So we're sure not where we need to be. We made a bunch of mistakes. We still got to figure out who we are offensively. We played much better on defense at times than we did last week, even though we still gave up some third downs that we've got to get corrected. But we did force some turnovers, and more than anything else, we finished throughout the game, and I really liked the way we finished that third and fourth quarter. Questions?
Were you nervous at halftime?
No, because we were playing so hard. If you're not playing well, you can fix it. If they're playing with a lot of emotion. And that's what I told them. I said, you know, what this is a great football game. They took advantage of the 2 turnovers. We didn't. We missed a field goal after 2 penalties after we got the turnover. They get a turnover and score on defense. They get a turnover and kick a field goal. Other than that, it is a dead even ball game, and that's the difference in football games. So we had to force some turnovers. We needed to get points to start the third quarter. We thought it was key if we could hang in there in the third quarter and catch up some, because that wind was a factor when they were punting it so far against us. So we felt like if we could get to the third quarter even, we'd have a great chance to win with the wind in the fourth.
In that third quarter, the first touchdown, the first drive, you feel like that changed the complexion of the whole game?
I do. The drive itself, Colt scrambling with a protection breakdown, and then a great pass to Nate. I thought that changed the crowd, the momentum, sent a message that we did do some good things offensively at halftime and talking to the kids to come back out and that we were going to have a better second half offensively.
Mack, it looked like 1999 out there with those quick slants with Major and Kwame. Can you talk about the offensive philosophy tonight? You guys screwed up the run.
Well, they haven't given up a 100-yard rusher, I guess, in 12 games, and they were blitzing a whole lot, like Arkansas State. So it surprised us a little bit. They blitzed Baylor quite a bit, but they even blitzed us more tonight. So we felt like that we were trying to be stubborn again early, and we said what we needed to do was spread them out. We've got to make some plays, get the ball out of Colt's hand fast, especially after Adam got hurt, and we had to move Chris Hall to offensive tackle. But we felt like that if we would get the ball out of his hands fast and the longer the game went on, we needed to make them miss some, and then we could run the ball later on in the game, which happened, and we didn't do that very well last week. But I was really proud of Jamal running the ball late in the game to finish the game.
Did you feel like you found a little bit of an identity?
Well, I hope. I don't know. I didn't at halftime at all. I really felt like we were sitting there at halftime trying to figure out, do we go no huddle? Are we in the eye? What are we doing? And we all kind of felt that way. And then we'll just have to really watch this film because we just have to figure out exactly who we're going to be and progress. And thank goodness we're 2-0 while we're figuring out. Most people wouldn't be able to do that.
Did you feel like in the second half Cole had a better feel for everything they did in the first half?
Yes, because they were blitzing more than we thought, and it just didn't start right. We run a draw play early in, I think it's the second series, that looks like it's going to run for a bunch, and Phillips comes up under our fullback, makes the play for a 1-yard gain. So we were sitting there looking at things. We felt like we're so close, but we weren't making any yards, and their defense was out there way too long, and we had to flip it some. So that's when I thought Greg made a great decision to go in the huddle and spread them out a little bit and get some things going. And then we had the penalty with Limas and the penalty with Jamal that took us out of the field goal range. Then we got back to a long field goal and it hits the stick. So, but I thought, again, last week was good for us because we need to grow up a little bit as a group and understand that college football is hard anymore. And tonight was even better for us because we had to handle adversity, and we see that we can. We saw that we played together as a team in that second half so well, and I didn't see bad body language. I didn't see kids with their head down. I didn't see people after TCU would do something well saying, oh, what's wrong with us, what's happening? And that's key in my estimation to being a good football team.
What happened to your defense? I mean, just totally different. It was disjointed last week. They never wavered this week.
Very honestly, we didn't work very hard on Arkansas State. And then they came in and did something we didn't even see. We worked on some other games that were key to us, and it, we're going to have to go back and look at that. I mean, it's different. But we didn't run the same offense last week. We didn't run the same defenses. We didn't put near as much pressure on as we did tonight. And that was by plan, but it was by plan to beat the first one 44-10, and as they were onside kicking, the plan wasn't working. So that was me more than anything else. I really had I made the offense stop throwing it after the 2 touchdowns is wide open and start trying to run it because I didn't want it to be USL. And then all of a sudden we lost our momentum, so that first one goes on me.
What was the plan tonight?
Plan tonight was do whatever you need to do to win, period. I'm sorry?
You didn't have a score tonight.
No, it was to win the game. We knew this would be what it was. And we thought it would be one of those 17-10, 17-14. It was going to be a defensive game. And I was also proud. Our offense has scored so many points around here that if we're not careful, sometimes we get impatient. And I thought tonight they kept their patience even though it wasn't working. And they gave more credit and respect to TCU than just that they weren't getting things done.
Do you feel like your defense could take more chances against TCU with the young quarterback and the second star? Their tailback wasn't playing.
Well, we felt like that we could take chances against them because that's who we're going to be. And last week we weren't. We sat more, and they kept the ball the whole game. We looked up, and if we hadn't had the, you hit the quarterback twice, you have a face mask, and that thing is where it needs to be. But you gave them extra possessions last week and 11 big plays. I don't know what TCU had tonight, but I don't think they had near as many as Arkansas State had last week.
Mack, you were out of timeouts. You were
Yeah,
out of challenges, and then you get the official replay on Colts.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yes, I think I ran out of challenges in pregame. And it seems like that I don't remember us ever using 3 timeouts in the third quarter. We always have them at the end of the game. And I'm going to have to go back and watch the game tonight. I don't remember them. I really don't. I don't know where they went. It shocked me when we're in the third quarter and out of them. So thank goodness it wasn't a factor, but that's not who we are, and it's not what we do. And I was really disappointed that we used them, and I'm sure I used them. I really don't remember right now why. I remember one, but I don't remember the other 2. That was a challenge. That's what it was. Yes.
That was your only challenge, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
One or two? How many
You get one.
One per game?
Yes.
So you're thankful that replay whistle blew right before they snapped it.
Oh, yeah, because the replay helps us so much, and I think it's great for college football that you have a chance. It looked to me like on the replay that Limas caught his. Now, they said he didn't, so he didn't, and Limas thought he caught it.
Have you ever seen 3 offensive passes interferences?
No.
Or 4, actually.
Yeah, I've never seen that. No. No, they were all on the other side, so I asked, and they said the other side. And they didn't let me go over. Anybody have anything else? One more time, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're playing great. To be able to stop their inside running game like we did and put pressure on the quarterback. Dwayne did a great job with some run blitzes that ended up affecting some turnovers, but and the linebackers. They all, there weren't many long runs. You know, there was one that squirted out for maybe 8 yards or something, but there weren't runs that that led to explosives tonight.
Feel the need to say anything to him at halftime to keep him positive?
Yes, we always do. I told him that I think it was 15 that showed blitz and backed out and intercepted the ball. I told him, give that kid credit. That was a great play. That wasn't a good play. He starts on a blitz and he comes back and backs out, and we're going to make a first down if he doesn't. Colts like me. I mean, I'm always too hard on myself, and he's too hard on himself. And I think in the long run, that's a positive. We just can't let it get to a point that you never take a positive step when you can after learning from a negative. But I thought after the turnover, the 2 turnovers, for him to come back and do what he did the second half was phenomenal. No, he's tough as nails. And I know we never get on him. We instruct him, but we do not get on him because he's harder on himself than we are.
The way TCU blitzes so much, the run game's hit or miss. Were you surprised with the way Jamal was so effective tonight? Those long runs?
No, we just knew that we had to be patient and not get away from it, but we also understood that we needed to spread them out a little bit more and not worry that we had some 1-yard losses or no-yard gains because it was hit or miss with the blitz.
How big a factor was Hunter tonight? I mean,
Oh.
the turnover and then the kick.
Yeah, kicking game was great, but either he kicked them out, most of them, and then the sky kick once that got caught in the wind where we got the turnover. I thought Hunter was by far the best he's been since he's been here, and I thought he was a tremendous difference in the ball game.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.